ang pagkamatay ng tao ay magdadala sa kanya sa paghuhukom, yung tinatawag nating particular judgment. So pag nag-particular judgment na, instant ito, no, Father Joseph?
Based on sa ating katekismo, the moment you die, because there is nothing more to do, immediately, at the very moment of death, sabi ng ating katekismo, agad-agad, diretso ka na sa judgment, no?
Sa paghuhukom ng kung may kapal.
The particular judgment. So, unang-una sa lahat, dapat maging klaro sa atin, kaya nga wala yung mga wandering souls na yan. Okay? At unang-una, at pangalawa, there is no such thing as yung soul na parang naiwan dito dahil masyado siguro attached dito sa lupa. No? Meron siya mga attachments na napaka siguro tindi na hindi na siya makamove on. Okay? So, that's also nonsense. Kasi pag namatay ka, your guardian angel will bring you, makikita mo yung guardian angel mo kasi mabubukas na yung spiritual eyes na mata natin. No? And yung mangyayari is that He will bring you to the particular judgment, to Jesus Christ. So imposible na to say that itong mga spiritong ito ay biglang hindi na nailam kung saan sila pupunta. And they're stuck on this earth because they were so attached here.
Ayaw pa nilang
umalis. No? Because they're so attached to this world. Kaya nga imposible yan because the guardian angel will make sure that this soul is brought now to the yung hukuman ng ating Panginoon.
The judgment throne of God, to be judged by God.
To be judged by God.
By what he did or she did in their life.
And that's immediately after death.
Okay. So ibig sabihin, very clear doon na doctrinally wise, hindi pwedeng aali-aligid yung spirito ng yumao dito kasi hindi niya alam na patay na pala siya.
Tapos later on, tatawag ka ng mga spirit questors, mga spiritista, no, para kausapin tong spirito na ito, no, para to check kung bakit hindi pa sila nag-move on.
Okay.
And yan yung danger na kasi pag you start to communicate with the spirits, nagkakaroon ngayon ng contamination, kumakapit ngayon yung spirito sa mga taong nagbubukas ng kanilang sarili because of that communication.
Pero pag sabi natin particular judgment, Father Joseph, di ba klaro sa atin bilang mga Katolikong Kristiyano na either pupunta tayo sa langit, diretso, or sa impyerno, or kailangan pa natin ng purification. Hindi ba pwede natin sabihin yung purification moment na yon? Ito yung moment na maaring nandito pa sa lupa yung mga kaluluwang yan?
Well, some saints would say that souls can be allowed by God to come to this earth to ask for prayers, of course, no? But may mga santo rin nagsasabi na their purification can also be maybe done on this earth. Right?
Yeah.
But that's, of course, a theological opinion. Okay? But the important thing to remember is that they are not stuck on this earth. Sila ay galing purgatorio, nasa purgatorio sila at sila ay pinupurga. And yung purgation nila, sabi ng some saints that it could be on this earth. Now, how that happens and how does that manifest, that's another question that has to be answered.
Okay. Iano natin muna, Father Joseph, nung umalis tayo, sabi natin yung mga multo. So, meron ba talagang ghost or multo?
Because marami, they don't now believe in ghosts, di ba? Kahit marami na, for example, marami na experience sa mga kanilang kasambahay o mga kasama sa tahanan nila doon sa lugar. But the Bible teaches us that there are ghosts. Right? Even Jesus says that. That's when he appeared sa kanyang mga alagad, sinabi niya, I am not a ghost. Right? That's why touch me because I have flesh. And even nung nasa bangka, no, yung mga apostoles, tapos naglalakad si Jesus sa dagat, they said, it is a ghost. No? So it's a common experience and it's accepted by the Jewish society that there are ghosts, may mga multo, okay? And therefore, it is something that we have ready to accept. No? Talagang may mga multo. The important thing siguro is to see, to discern who are these ghosts. What is their identity? Sino talaga sila?
Okay. Ano kaya ano sagot doon, Father Joseph? Sino ba itong mga multo na ito? Kasi sabi natin kanina, ang common concept natin ay disembodied spirits. So mga kaluluwa ng mga yumao, no? Yun ang pagkakaintindi natin, common understanding natin ay kaluluwa ng mga yumao. Pero ano ba yung proper Catholic understanding ng ghost?
Well, the basic definition is that it is a spirit.
It's a spirit.
That can that manifests itself. That is a generic or general definition ng multo.
Okay.
But the popular definition ng multo is, of course, as I mentioned, kaluluwa ng tao na yumao na. Okay? So I think that is something that is important to remember. Right? So, pangalawa, the popular definition ng multo or ghost is basically a soul that is roaming that used to be alive. Okay? It used to be of course, a human soul. Okay? It's a human soul. It's not a angelic soul.
Okay.
It's a human soul.
Pero, maganda yun kasi karamihan ng mga Pilipino naniniwala na ang mga kaluluwa, kasi meron tayong tinatawag na parang practice ng 9 days pagkatapos mamatay, 40 days. At sabi nila, narinig ko lang yun you can confirm this, Father Joseph, kung tama, na may 40 days pa na pwede silang mag-roam around the earth. Ika nga. So, yung 40 days na yon, tama ba itong pananaw na ito?
Well, hindi totoo yun. Actually, yung 40 days are simply symbols. Okay? We find them in the Bible, yung 40 days. Very important yung the word 14. Kaya nga, importante that you have to understand, these are simply, we may say, symbols in the Bible that we have interpreted in a way by which you apply it to yung mga taong yumao na. And then think that they are roaming around this earth within 40 days, because that's what happened to Jesus, when he resurrected from the dead. Then he was with his apostles, nagpakita siya, etc. before he ascended to the Father. 40 days yun, di ba? So that's where it comes from. But it doesn't mean that the soul is roaming around. Right?
For 40 days.
For 40 days. That's not true because of the particular judgment. Na doon na yung kaluluwa with our wherever he should be after the judgment already.
Okay. Kasi mga kaluluwa din, wala nang sense of time. Hindi na sila bound by what we understand as chronological time. Days, weeks, months, hours, years. Hindi na sila doon. Kasi wala na silang body. Wala silang katawan. Katawang lupa, ika nga. Pero mahalaga pa rin yung sinasabi mo, Father Joseph, na yung particular judgment, kaya walang wandering soul o parang umiikot na kaluluwa kasi sila ay hinusgahan na. Punta ng langit, punta ng purgatorio, or pupunta ng impyerno. Pero kanina, napag-usapan natin na lahat tayo, pag pumanaw, pag ginudge na, hindi lahat sa atin ay didiretsyon ng langit. Kasi parang sabi nga ng Gospels only the pure of heart shall see God, di ba? So sino sa atin ang makapagsasabi na tayo ay pure of heart, na we merit or we are entitled immediately to go to the kingdom of God, to heaven? So medyo questionable yon na bigla tayong didiretso. Kaya mas tenable na talagang may purification. Sa Catholic faith, sinasabi natin na kailangan yung moment na yun na ma-purify tayo kasi yung pagmamahal natin sa Diyos ay kailangan maging matinding para tayo makapasok ng kaharian niya. Pero bigla mong sinabi sa akin na sabi mo na may mga saints na nagsasabi na mas maraming kaluluwang nawawala. Yung they are lost forever, damned, they go to hell. Ano yung paki-explain ngayon, Father Joseph?
Sabi ni St. Augustine, and of course, this is something na medyo shocking, nakaka-alarma. At sabi rin ni St. Thomas Aquinas yun, that more souls, mas maraming kaluluwa ang bumabagsak sa impyerno kaysa pumapasok sa langit. And of course, there's a biblical basis doon, no? Because may nagtanong kay Jesus, will many be saved? At klarong-klaro sinabi ni Jesus, no? Strive to pass through the narrow gate, because many will not be able to enter it. And therefore, even yung mga experience of maraming mga kwento yung mga santo, no? If you read the lives of the saints, pag binasa mo sila, no? At makikita mo talaga that the justice of God is really napakatindi, no? And you see how He really hates sin. Okay? And kahit isang yung tinge of sin, talagang He hates it because it is an abomination, because He is talagang infinitely pure. Okay? He is infinitely holy. Okay? So nothing impure can unite with God. No? And therefore, imagine nyo, kaya nga yung purgatory, mukhang talagang it is something intense, yung pinupurga, talagang yung purgation doon ay talagang matindi, it is because to be able to unite with infinite purity, gaano kalinis dapat tayo, no? Gaano kalinis dapat yung kaluluwa ng isang tao, no? And the time of cleansing, of course, is not only in this world, no? If we die na may grasya ang ating kaluluwa, then we can encounter the Lord, but after a lot of purgation, para lahat ng mga attachments natin, lahat ng mga naging kasalanan natin, na, kasi alam mo, sometimes we think banal tayo kasi maybe we are not really tested. Okay? Kasi pwede kong sabihin na, I'm a very patient person. Ako ay isang tao na pasensyoso. Okay? Pasensyoso. And it is only because no one has tested my patience. Now, halimbawa, nilagay ng Panginoong Diyos ako sa isang lugar na medyo mahirap pakisamahan yung mga tao doon. Lalabas if I'm really patient or not. And because patience is a virtue, okay, that grows when you act on it. Kapag hindi ako nilagay ng Panginoon sa isang lugar na kung saan ako masusubok, para subukin yung aking pasensya, and to continue to choose to be patient even though I feel like getting angry, okay? Then I will not grow in patience.
Yeah.
So I don't realize na kapag ako'y namatay, wala pa akong virtue of patience. So yan yung mga kailangan na, actually, I'm an impatient person. The Lord simply did not put me to the test para makita ko na kasi yan yung fallen human nature natin. Diba? Yung tinatawag natin concupiscence. Mas badali tayong bumaling, okay, sa masama at piliin ang masama kaysa yung mabuti. It's very easy. So imagine that all of those disorders are in my soul. Kailangan mapurga yan. And therefore, that is part of the purification process. That when I enter heaven, I have to have the patience of Christ. I should have the generosity ng Panginoon. I should have the kindness of Christ. All of these virtues ay dapat nandun. And therefore, because nandun pa yung concupiscence natin, yung fallen human nature natin, yung ating mga kasalanan na ginawa, actual sins natin, yan yung kailangan attachments to this world, etc. No? Yan yung kailangan mapurga, no, ng purgatorio. In order for me to have nothing unclean, kahit isang katiting ng dumi, hindi pwedeng, hindi yan pwedeng, that is something that will block yung ugnayan ko sa Panginoon Diyos.
Maganda yung thought na yan kasi mga kapanalig, kung nais nyo pang lumalim ang pagkakaunawa natin about purgatory, halimbawa, sinong mga banal o santo natin ang maari nating i-consult. Pwede nyo siyang hanapin sa internet. Halimbawa, si Saint Francis of Rome. Meron siyang Visions of Purgatory. No? Tatlong parang divisions of purgatory para maintindihan natin yung sinasabi ni Father Joseph na intensity of the purification, para maintindihan natin yung the pains of purgatory, para maintindihan natin kung bakit kailangan din natin ipagdasal yung mga kaluluwang yan. Tapos, kung gusto rin natin maintindihan yung impyerno, pwede din natin basahin yung vision ni Saint Faustina.
Saint Teresa of Avila din.
Saint
Francis of Rome, nandun din.
Yeah. So para makita natin yung mga naging visions nila tungkol sa hell. At maganda siyang mabasa para tayo din na serious sa ating buhay Katoliko, maturuan tayo ng mga banal pagdating sa ganyang mga bagay.
So the devotion is still very, very important. Because sabi nga natin, it symbolizes the 40 days of Jesus on this earth. Although yung kaluluwa ay wala na dito sa mundo, but it's very important for us to remember that they are still one with the living. Right? Yan yung tinatawag natin commune of saints.
Okay.
Kaya importante that itong 40 days, the symbolism of the 40 days is that we remember in a very special way yung ating minamahal na yumauna within these 40 days by offering prayers, sacrifices, and masses. And ito napaka-importante because yung kaluluwa sa purgatorio, the only thing that can alleviate yung kanilang sakit at kanilang mga pagdurusa is actually itong mga spiritual works of mercy. Offering them yung ating mga dasal, offering them yung ating mga sakripisyo for so that medyo umikli yung kanilang stay sa purgatorio. And of course, yung pinaka-importante yung misa. And there are other sacramentals also, prayers that are very effective for the poor souls in purgatory. There are specific prayers and devotions to assist the poor souls in purgatory.
Actually nga sa Catholic tradition, Father Joseph, November is really dedicated to the poor souls. Hindi lang yung November 2 but the whole of November. So the church gives us indulgences, no opportunity to gain indulgences on behalf of our departed loved ones. But na-mention mo nga kasi kanina yung yung poor souls in purgatory, they are not yet in heaven, but they will go eventually to heaven, and they can be helped by our prayers.
Actually, they are more holy than us already.
Yes.
Kasi they're already in the state of pure grace. Right? And they cannot sin anymore. Okay? So yung kanilang kabanal ay mas angat na talaga sa atin. They are simply already, they just need to purify themselves to enter into the beatific vision. Kaya nga, I think a good question that we can also answer para sa ating mga kapanalig is regarding can they manifest and how do they manifest sa ating to the people left behind. Kasi dito papasok yung kailangan ng discernment. No? Yung kailangan itanong, are there ways by which they can still communicate with us? Unang-una, the important thing to remember is yes. And there are two reasons. Okay? When God allows a soul to communicate with the living. Unang-una sa lahat, for the consolation of the living. Halimbawa, anniversary ng isang yung tatay mo na yumauna, no? Suddenly, you start to smell his perfume. So that can occur. The Lord can allow that in order to console the person who is left behind. Okay? And secondly, in order to seek for prayers so that we do not forget them, na hindi natin makalimutan ang ating minamahal. So we offer sacrifices when we experience a manifestation of their presence. And sabi ng mga, according to our theology, usually yung mga kaluluwang ito na yung ating mga minamahal sa buhay na yumao na, usually sila ay nagmamanifest usually through dreams. Sa mga dreams. Okay? Not usually full-blown apparitions, etc. No? But usually it's through dreams or little, we may say, as I mentioned, parang during their anniversaries, special days, you experience some form of their presence. No? And it can come in many ways. Kaya, and this is important to remember. And they only appear, unang-una, number one, sa mga santo, because kaya mga santo, napakaraming sila mga karanasan. Seeing the souls, they come to them para humingi ng sakripisyo at dasal. Halimbawa si Padre Pio. No? Pangalawa, they appear to their loved ones. Okay? Because of course, they are the ones who can best pray for them and offer sacrifices with love. And thirdly, those people who are in the religious life so that they can also, pwede rin silang mamagitan para sa mga kaluluwang ito. That's why it's important to remember they don't just appear, that the Lord doesn't simply allow them to appear to just anyone. Okay? Kaya kapag halimbawa sa isang bahay, may parang nakakaroon ng mga raming kababalaghan na, okay? There are a lot of movements, paranormal activities, tapos takot na yung mga tao doon, that's not a soul. Okay? Because this is a soul not asking, this is a spirit not asking for prayers. Ito ay isang spirito na umaatake at nanggugulo. Okay? Ginagambala yung mga tao sa tahanan. So this is not a soul by the mere fact that the way it is manifesting.
Pero gusto ko malaman, Father Joseph, siguro ating ding mga kapanalig, curious sila na ang mga kaluluwa ba ng mga yumao natin para magparamdam na sinasabi natin. Kasi you said na God allows them to console the living or to ask for prayers. Maari silang magparamdam in one way or the other. Can they be naughty? Naughty, sabihin para maging obvious ang kanilang pagpaparamdam, sila ay gagawa ng bagay na ikagugulat mo. Halimbawa, gusto ko sabihin to. Kasi meron kami isang brother na sinabi niya, nakalimutan niyang i-schedule yung misa para i-offer doon sa namatay naming pari. Nakalimutan niya yun. So, nung lumabas siya ng kwarto niya, according to his story, yung table ay gumalaw at hinarangan yung kwarto niya, yung kanyang pintuan. Mabigat yon. Hindi niya maigalaw. Tapos nag-apologize siya kasi naalala niya, ay, ngayon palang anniversary ng kamatayan ni Father. Sabi niya, pasensya na po kayo, ililista ko kaagad. So, yung sabi ko, naughtiness. Ito bang conclusion niya nung brother na yon na si Father so and so nga yung nagparamdam na yon ay valid?
Well, it can be, but that's quite rare. Right? Yung mga ganang klaseng manifestations. But if you read yung book on purgatory, okay, yung kay Father Shopi, yung Jesuit, you will see how the souls can manifest in many varied ways. Right? But usually, yung mga kaluluwa ay nagpaparamdam in very simple ways lamang. So that you are maudyok ka na maalala sila to pray for them. Okay? So, and usually they do it in very simple ways. Although they, as I mentioned, pwede rin na yan ay galing nga sa kaluluwa, no? Yung na karanasan ni brother. Okay? So, pwede mangyari yan. No? You can see also by where it, where it is drawing you to, where it is tending you to, itong mga manifestations na yan. But but we have to be very, very careful kasi may mga ibang tao na they ask the soul na di lamang magparamdam, kundi magpakita sa kanila. And once they do that, doon nagkakaroon ng problema. Because once the devil, nalaman nila ng mga demonyo na yan yung hinihiling ng taong ito and talagang he is very desirous of that. At bukas yung third eye ng taong ito, then the demons can manifest as the soul.
Okay, wow. Gusto ko yung point na yan. Sige, i-discuss natin sandali. Dahil may mga na-encounter tayong mga Catholic faithful na because of their mourning, yung talagang distraught sila na matay yung kanilang mahal sa buhay, sinasabi nila, magpakita ka sa akin, magparamdam ka, magpakita ka. So, itong sinabi mo ngayon na pag narinig yan ng Diablo na may desire ka palang makakita ng apparition ng yumao mong mahal sa buhay, maari niyang i-take advantage yon at maggawin nga niyang magkunwari siyang mahal mo sa buhay. So, ano yung danger niyan, Father Joseph? Yung ganyan desire na makita mo yung mahal, magparamdam, hindi lang magparamdam, kundi magpakita sa'yo.
Well, as I mentioned, if, for example, it's the demon talagang behind that manifestation or apparition, and then you start to communicate with it, kinausap mo at sumagot siya, doon nagkakaroon na ng bond between yung spiritong masama, yung demonyo, at yung tao. Okay? And especially, this can occur kapag bukas yung third eye ng isang tao. I mean, very sensitive siya sa tinatawag nating preternatural world. Okay? Yung psychic abilities niya ay bukas. Okay? So, for example, nakita ng demonyo na, alimbawa, kinuusap niya yung tao na buhay at siya, yung anyo na
asawa niya.
Yung anyo na, okay, he appears as the husband or the wife.
Oo.
And then nakipag-communicate yung tao, then he will do it again and again and again. And then not only that, he will be adding more and more, we may say, He will tempt the person to become more and more desirous na maituloy yan. And the more the person communicates with this diabolical spirit, the more tumitindi yung kapit ng spirito na yan doon sa taong iyan.
So ito yung spiritism.
Ayan,
so
yung spiritism.
Ito yung natin, conjuring with the dead. No?
Because we can pray to our beloved dead, pero we should not conjure them and speak to them face to face. Yung one-on-one, na nakikita natin sila tapos kinakausap natin sila. Yan yung spiritism.
At saka yun yung nagko-consult, no? Nagko-consult sila sa spirit ng kanilang yumao para sa ano yung gagawin nila.
Or ano yung next move na, okay, so saan mo, halimbawa may tanong pa, saan mo tinago yung mana mo, whatever, or anong magiging decision ko regarding sa bahay, ibebento ko na ba to? That's when it becomes spiritism. That is when it becomes sinful.
Okay. Yan po ay isang bagay na kailangan nating tuunan ng pansin kasi baka mamaya may kakilala kayo o kayo mismo ay nakikipag-usap na pala sa isang kaluluwa. Akala ninyo kaluluwa ng mahal niyong yumao, pero yung pala hindi, isa siyang mapagpunwaring diablo. Paano natin malalaman na yung nagpaparamdam sa atin ay tunay nating mahal sa buhay at hindi isang mapagpanggap na spirito?
Well, the first thing is that usually kapag ang isang kaluluwa ay nagpapakita sa kanilang minamahal, usually they are quiet. And as I mentioned, hindi full-blown apparition. Usually, yung manifestation yan ay yung mga amoy ng kanilang perfume or cologne, or you suddenly, something that reminds you of them. Kung sila ay nagpakita, halimbawa as a full-blown apparition, that's when we have to be very careful. Because as I mentioned, once we start to communicate with it, and it starts to communicate with you, pag nagsalita na yan, then delikado na yan. Once it starts to speak, usually kasi, the Lord doesn't allow them to speak because they are only seeking for prayers. It's rare that the Lord allows them to speak because basically, tandaan natin that kapag ang isang tao ay yumao na, it is always the perfect time. There is nothing more to say. Okay? That means that walang unfinished business. Hindi totoo yung unfinished business. Because with the Lord, pag tinawag na tayo ng Panginoon sa kabilang buhay, it's always the perfect time. There is nothing more to finish. Kaya nga, there is nothing more to say from that the person who has nothing more to say about, kailangan mong gawin pa to, kailangan mong gawin yan, etc. etc. No? The Lord doesn't allow yung isang kaluluwa na bumalik mula sa purgatorio para lang magbigay ng isang makamundong tema na or makamundong mensahe, advice, okay? So that's something that we have to be careful, very careful of pag nagsalita na yung apparition na yan. Okay? And secondly, also important is that, sabi nga natin kanina, no, kapag yung itong manifestations ay they cause fear or they cause already some form of uneasiness sa tao, parang you feel uncomfortable sa presensya ng nagpapakita na yan, no, apparition. There's something na parang tumatay yung balahibo mo. Then that means that this could be a diabolical spirit nagpapanggap sa taong yumao na. Because you have to understand that kapag ang isang tao ay namatay na, yung mga spirito na dati nakakapit sa kanya, okay, sa taong ito, ay they are let loose in the atmosphere at maghahanap na yan ng ibang kaluluwa kung saan sila kakapit. And usually, hanap sila sa mga kamag-anak ng yumao na. Okay? So, yung mga halimbawa, namatay yung isang mangkukulam, yung spirito na nakakapit sa kanya ay lilipat na sa anak niya. Kaya biglang, pag namatay na yung mangkukulam, lumalakas ang kapangyarihan ng anak niya. Because the spirits are passed to the next in line. So, ganun din yung mga masasamang espiritu. Halimbawa, namatay yung father ko, and then the spirits now are looking for a soul also to attach to. Magpapakita yan, halimbawa sa funeral home, okay, during the wake, magpapakita yan, anyo na gagamitin niya ay anyo ng tatay ko. Once I start to speak to it, and it speaks to me, then kakapit na sa akin. No? Kakapit. Kaya later on, nakadikit na sa akin yung mga spiritong iyan. That's why kaya nga meron tayo, di ba, yung superstitious practice na pamahiin. No? Because of the experience ng mga Pilipino na talagang naghahanap yung mga spirito na dati nakakapit sa kaluluwang taong na yumao na, naghahanap sila ng bagong kakapitan na kaluluwa.
So hindi ito kaluluwa nung yumao, kundi it's the spirit na nakadikit doon sa yumao nung nabubuhay siya.
Because wala na yung kaluluwa. Nandun na sa hukuman ng Panginoon. Okay? So you're dealing with yung mga spirito na naiwan. And they are the ones who are looking for a next host kung saan sila kakapit sa susunod. Yung pangalawang kaluluwa na kakapitan na. Susunod na kaluluwa kung saan sila kakapit.
Cruzaka sinikilu, nonda ko sinikidu, banere ko satana, numoi suane mikivana, sumala kweliba, iksebene na biba. Cruzaka sinikilu, nonda ko sinikidu, banere ko satana, numoi suane mikivana, sumala kweliba, iksebene na biba. Cruzaka sinikilu, nonda ko sinikidu, banere ko satana, numoi suane mikivana, sumala kweliba, iksebene na biba. Cruzaka sinikilu, nonda ko sinikidu, banere ko satana, numoi suane mikivana, sumala kweliba, iksebene na biba. Cruzaka sinikilu, nonda ko sinikidu, banere ko satana, numoi suane mikivana, sumala kweliba, iksebene na biba. Cruzaka sinikilu, nonda ko sinikidu, banere ko satana, numoi suane mikivana, sumala kweliba, iksebene na biba. Cruzaka sinikilu, nonda ko sinikidu, banere ko satana, numoi suane mikivana, sumala kweliba, iksebene na biba. Cruzaka sinikilu, nonda ko sinikidu, banere ko satana, numoi suane mikivana, sumala kweliba, iksebene na biba. Cruzaka sinikilu, nonda ko sinikidu, banere ko satana, numoi suane mikivana, sumala kweliba, iksebene na biba.